Hi guys, so today we are going to start our second session, that is previous year questions for internal security. I hope you guys have very benefited from this first session. So in this whole session we are discussing about the nature of question being asked in internal security and last year and how what is the structure to answer or what is the requirement in the question, how to break that question. All these points we are discussing for internal security, as I have already told you that internal security forms an important component of our preparation of GS paper 3, and hence we should not try to jump this subject or to keep it for post prelims preparation, because most of the questions because we have questions from internal security in prelims as well. Right, so let's start with the second section on internal security, that is the part of GS paper 3. Right, so I have mentioned it, GS paper 3, right? So here this is something, the syllabus, this syllabus we have discussed so many times. I hope this syllabus is now being memorized to each and every student, because remembering syllabus is very important whenever you cover newspaper, or whenever you cover some current topic, or you say dynamic topic, you need to remember the syllabus, in which syllabus this topic will be included. राइट सबसे पहले हम देखेंगे इंटरनल सिक्योरिटीज challenges, which is something general and not much specific is there. Terrorism threat in India we will be covering in today's lecture. Organized crime we will be covering in today's lecture. This we have covered in part 1 of our session. Right, insurgency in northeast we will be covering. You say this topic will be merged as the modern border management, which not only will cover internal in northeast, but also will have Jammu Kashmir sector. We have or you say this Pakistan border issues with Pakistan, border issues with Bhutan, then we have Nepal and China. ये सब इसमें हम cover करेंगे, ठीक है? Right, so this basic of cyber security, and I already told you that I am merging these three chapters because these three chapters are something very separate and need to not very separate, so need to be studied all together in one go. Right, so I am merging this as the combined single chapter. Combined, we have combined single chapter. Right, so this is something very important. Then we have this social money laundering is again black money in India. Say these chapters are not much very important, but still again we have to study in terms of internal security. In terms of internal security, what we have studied in economy is the basic of money laundering, black money in India. This is something if I call is definition that we have studied in Indian economy. That is again part of GS paper 3 only, but here we'll be studying these two topics in terms of the internal security. In terms of internal security, then we have policy reforms in India. Here again we are going to study about law and order reforms related to internal security of India. This is again an important chapter. Then we have various security forces and their mandate and role of external state and non-state actors in creating challenges. Right, so this topic we have already covered in part 1. So rest of the topic, the questions of last 5 to 6 years will be discussed in second part of the session, or you say in this session. ठीक है, so I hope यहाँ तक आप लोगों को clear है सिलेबस में कोई भी डाउट होगा तो कमेंट कर देना. I'll answer to that comment. Now let's moving on to this diagram. This diagram again we have referred it so many times. This is basically the distribution of chapters based on the weightage, static and dynamic portion from each of the. Right, so here you see that say the first chapter is terrorism threat in India, then we have its weightage of around 15% we have given, then we have static portion is around 40% while dynamic portion is around 60%. So here you can see that the gray bar or the gray column is basically of dynamic portion. Then we have organized crime, we have a static portion of around 5%, that is out of all the chapters we have only 5% questions coming from this chapter. Then we have a static, that is around 70%, and dynamic as your 30%. This is again important point. Then coming to this topic, that is the linkage between development and spread of extremism, that is this topic covers around 10% of the total weightage, while the static portion is of around you say 60%. That is the majority questions from this topic are of static nature. They can be easily answered from the static if you have a very well versed static portion covered. Then we have in the gray, or you say dynamic portion, we have a static dynamic portion that is around 40%. Then insurgency in northeast, it is 10% weightage, while static portion is around 70%, and the dynamic portion is 30%. Right, so this is how this graph, you can read it on yourself. So I am not consuming, or I am not spending time much time on this data, because this data is something that we have discussed so many times, right? So I hope you guys can understand this thing, and this is very important when you set priority in covering the chapters of when you set priority in covering chapters of internal security, right? So this is something very important. You need to understand the weightage of each and every chapter, right? So let's move on to next topic, that is the topic wise weightage. If you again see that this topic wise weightage also we have studied so many times, like terrorism threat in India is around 15%. I am writing in front of this only. Organized crime is again around 5%. Linkage between development and spread of extremism is around 10%. Insurgency in northeast is again around 10% only. Security challenges in border areas, you say this is something right, this is something 10%, right? Then basic of cyber security is something around 25% के आसपास है, ये वाला ग्रीन वाला जो पोर्शन है आपका. Then money laundering is 5%. Black money in India is 5%. Now talking about this policy reforms in India, this is forming around 10% of the topic, right? So here we have seen that policy reforms in India covers around 10%. Then we have this various security forces and their mandate. This is covering around you say 10% only. So accordingly, this is something very good data for your preparation level, and accordingly you guys can prepare a strategy. So again, I am not in favor to spend much of time on this topic, because we have covered it so many times. If you want to get in the detailed information about this data, you can go through the first part of this session, right? So now, say now topic which we are going to start with the previous year question is a very important topic, that is basic of cyber security and cyber warfare. There, this is something covering around 25% along with social media and its you say along with social media and its implication for internal security, right? So this is again forming an important topic, internal security, right? So coming on this topic, the topic here that covers is definition of cybersecurity, types of cyber crimes, impact and steps needed, recent incidents, some ransomware. You say just if you say lot many ransomware news is coming, or you say so you need to remember as in terms of their example, what are its implications, or you say what the target of that, or you say objective of that ransomware. This forms something very important thing. Right, now coming on to National Cyber Security Policy of India 2013, this is also an important this is something, although we are going to come with some 2020 but still it is not there, so we'll have to rely on 2013, and it has also been directly asked in our examination, right? So when you talk about this definition of cybercrime, you need to mention the resources, static source, dynamic source. Then we have static source, dynamic source, static source, we have dynamic source, for each of the topic. right? Say again, I say that when I refer any book, it does not mean that that book is something good or no other book can match its criteria. नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है. Even other books can also match that criteria, provided कि that मैंने ये book refer करी अपनी preparation के time पे, and I consider based on my experience in mains examination that the content covered in these books are more than enough for the mains examination. That's what I am saying when I refer any book. However, if you are referring Ashok Kumar or any other book of McGraw Hill or something Arihant or something, that is totally say, if I say totally on your choice or on the availability or on your comfort, right? So if you are comfortable, if you are able to answer the practice tests with the content of your material, then it's good, right? Okay. So moving on to the next topic, that is the social media and internal security. So again, I'm saying that basic of cyber security and cyber incident. I have merged these topic because they cannot be studied in isolation. They have to be studied all together. Or if I say this is something the basic that you are covering, and social media internal security is something the dynamic portion that you are covering, right? These are some of the topic, that is factors contributing to aggravating rise of cyber attack, recent initiative for tackling cyber warfare. क्या क्या इनिशिएटिव लिए गए हैं. देखो यही सब क्वेश्चन पूछे जाएंगे मेंस में, तो अकॉर्डिंगली आप लोग ना प्रिपरेशन इन सब टॉपिक्स को ध्यान में रखते हुए करना. ठीक है. देन वी हैव चाइनाज रोल इन साइबर वॉरफेयर. चाइना का क्या रोल है साइबर वॉरफेयर में हमारे उसमें. then we have a different spywares if you say recently Israel का जो आपका भी recent Israel केस चल रहा है, if you remember that the or you say cyber espionage, the term used is cyber espionage, or you say cyber snooping into journalists or politicians, leader of oppositions, इन सब के डेटा को यू से कॉम्प्रोमाइज किया गया है. दिस इज समथिंग इजराइल ग्रुप का जो था आपका. देन वी हैव रेगुलेशन ऑफ सोशल मीडिया इन इंडिया फॉर इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी, राइट? सो यहाँ पे ना मैंने अगेन आप देखो जहाँ से जो टॉपिक कवर हो रहा है, दैट इज अशोक कुमार का चैप्टर 9. दिस चैप्टर इज समथिंग वेरी गुड एक्सप्लेन्ड इन अशोक कुमार. So here I have mentioned Ashok Kumar and not M. Karthike. But again, I am repeatedly saying that whatever comment, whatever thing you are having, whatever subjects you are having, whatever material you are having now, follow that dedicatedly. You don't need to go through all the books for just for just 3 4 questions. Whatever book you are studying, that is very good. Just cover the basic from there and move on to move on to a dynamic portion with the help of newspapers. Okay. So let's move ahead on this topic now. So here you can see that now we are going to start with this topic wise questions, that is from we are covering from for last 5 to 6 year questions. So the question that has been asked in 2020, different types of cyber crimes and measures required to be taken to fight that menace. This question has been asked, the very basic question this has been. So next is, what is Cyberdome project? Explain how it can be useful in controlling the internet crimes in India. Then we have data security has assumed significant importance in digitized world due to rising cyber crimes. The Justice B. N. Sri Krishna Committee report addresses issues related to data security. तो ये सारे क्वेश्चन ना आपके डेटा सिक्योरिटी, सोशल मीडिया और उसके रिलेटेड हैं. ठीक है, इनको लाइन बाय लाइन हम एक एक करके डिस्कस करेंगे एंड अकॉर्डिंगली हम यहाँ से अपने आंसर्स को फ्रेम करना सीखेंगे कि हम ये आंसर्स कैसे फ्रेम कर रहे हैं और यू से ये आंसर्स हम लोग कैसे बना रहे हैं. उस तरीके से हम लोग यहाँ पे इस चीज़ को इनिशिएट करेंगे. ठीक है. दिस इज समथिंग इक्वली वन बाय वन हम सभी आंसर को डिस्कस करने वाले हैं. ठीक है, ऐसा नहीं है. Right. So say the overall purpose of this thing is, again I am repeating, is not to understand or not to focus on what is to be written, or you say the detail. What I have tried to do is basically to start to explain you the purpose, that how you can cover each and every question and how to answer them, right? So the question is, considering the threat cyberspace possesses for the country, India needs a digital armed force to prevent crimes. Critically evaluate the National Cybersecurity Policy 2013, outlining the challenges perceived in its effective implementation. Right. So the question here is regarding the National Cybersecurity Policy 2013. तो से इंट्रोडक्शन में हमारे पास पॉसिबल ऑप्शंस क्या क्या हैं, देखो यहाँ पे ग्रोइंग पुश फॉर डिजिटलाइजेशन हैज extended the scope of cyberspace, which has increased the vulnerability towards our vulnerability of our internal security towards our cyber towards the growing cyber threats, and hence we need our digital armed forces that is dedicatedly protecting our critical infrastructure, or you say providing us the data security. Changing nature of you say cyber crimes need regular back at NSCP 2013. This is something very important, right? सो कंटेंट, सबसे पहले हम कंटेंट में यू विल स्टार्ट विद ओवरऑल पर्पस ऑफ एनएससीपी. क्या है ओवरऑल पर्पस इसका? एंश्योर अ सिक्योर एंड रेजिलिएंट साइबर स्पेस फॉर द सिटीजंस, बिजनेसेस एंड द गवर्नमेंट. इसमें पॉइंट आप लिख सकते हो, एडवेंट ऑफ रिवोल्यूशनरी टेक्नोलॉजीज, लाइक आर्टिस्ट से. क्वेश्चन आप लोगों को दोबारा समझा देता हूँ मैं. Considering the threats cyberspace possesses for the country, India needs a digital armed force to prevent crimes. Critically evaluate the National Cybersecurity Policy 2013, outlining the challenges perceived in its. So again, the question here lies is the critical evolution. मतलब you just don't need to support. आप इसके favor में नहीं लिख सकते हो, because the question is critical analysis. So guys, our next question is again a very important question, and you say this question is becomes important for every year. Every year इससे related कोई ना कोई news आती है, every year इससे related कोई ना कोई question आ सकता है. तो इस question को थोड़ा ध्यान से देख लेना. Say understand the first part is to break the question. So the question here is, religious indoctrination by digital media has resulted in Indian youth joining ISIS. Right? If you remember that in 2015-16 there was a huge issue going on, like there was a religious indoctrination by ISIS. Through digital media, there were many recruits from you say Maldives. You have many recruits from Kerala, from Tamil Nadu, from Karnataka, from Maharashtra. They were all going through Afghanistan to your ISIS. So accordingly, this question was asked, right? So the question here is, what is ISIS and its mission? How can ISIS be dangerous for the internal security of the country? So again, the question, say the theme of the question is religious indoctrination by digital media. So we have to, while answering the question, we have to keep this term in focus, that the answer should be in or around this religious indoctrination by the digital media, right? So we have to focus on this. So again, in terms of introduction, I say about introduction, you can write it as you say some example to start with, as per, or some as per a study, or you say in wake of recent incident in Kerala where 20 youths have been highlighted to be recruited by ISIS through digital media. You can write all these such example. uh, then we have growing reach to digital media along with the religious history, transnational and unchecked nature of internet, or you say digital media, vulnerable minds of youth, which becomes a fertile ground, which you can write, which makes digital media a fertile ground, a fertile ground to be recruited by a fertile ground to be recruited by ISIS. राइट. सो क्या क्या हमने बोला? सबसे पहले ग्रोइंग रीच ऑफ डिजिटल मीडिया, ये हमने मेंशन कर दिया हमारे इंट्रोडक्शन में. We talked about religious history that is quite vulnerable in India because of you say religious diversity. You also can see religious diversity because the digital media nature is transnational and unchecked. There is no boundary, or you say border, national border. which makes vulnerable minds of youth and making digital media fertile ground to be recruited by ISIS. So in introduction, what we talked about digital media, that why digital media is dangerous because of its transnational and you say unchecked nature. We talk about religious diversity. We talk about religious diversity. We talk about vulnerable vulnerable minds of youth. So all these conditions make digital media a fertile ground to be a recruitment place, fertile ground to be a recruitment place for these radicalized institutions, right? So again, I'll say as per I study, you start your introduction with as per I study, make some data out of that, or you quote an example of an incident in recent incident of Kerala or recent incident of Karnataka or anywhere, right? So now the first part, answering the first part, that is what is ISIS and its mission. Say again, we have to limit our answer. I say 80% of our answer should be around the theme of religious indoctrination, because the theme has been already provided by UPSC in our question. So we cannot go on to some other theme. We have to restrict our answer around the theme of religious indoctrination, right? So पार्ट वन इज व्हाट इज आईएसआईएस एंड इट्स मिशन से आईएसआईएस की जब हम बात करेंगे, इस्लामिक स्टेट ऑफ इराक एंड सीरिया इज आल्सो नोन एज इस्लामिक स्टेट ऑफ इराक एंड लेबनान इज अ सुन्नी जिहादिस्ट ग्रुप, right? It's a Sunni jihadist group because we are talking about religious indoctrination with a particular violent ideology that call itself a caliphate and claims religious authority over all the Muslims. Remember that the whole definition which I have framed is around the religious indoctrination, right? Because the this is a group who claims religious authority over all the Muslims, right? So this is somewhere relating to religious indoctrination. If you say religious indoctrination, right? This is something very important. Then coming to this mission again, you have to somewhere restrict it to religious intoxication. Obviously all the points cannot be around the religious intoxication, but use your innovativeness, use your potential, use your knowledge to basically to align your missions or whatever answer you are going to write in terms of the religious intoxication, right? So here you can see that reviving the original Qubit project of the restoration of a global caliphate that is governed by a strictly Salafi jihadi doctrine, right? So the first mission is to restoration of a global caliphate, right? Then establish itself as a caliphate and Islamic state led by a group of religious authorities under a supreme leader, the caliph, who is believed to be the successor of Prophet Muhammad. Right? Now next point is wants to conquer the world and that all who do not believe in group's interpretation of the Quran will be killed. ISIL fighters believe that all religions who agree with democracy have to die, right? Say again, you can see here the purpose here is not to make you learn what is the mission of ISIS. The purpose here is to make you understand that how to align your answers along with the theme of the question, right? So ISIS believe that all religions who agree with democracy have to die. Worldwide network creation with religious radical organization. This is again an important aspect, or you can aspect mission of ISIL, right? Uh, recruitment and expanding militia idea of also imagination of Muslim youth across the globe, and it proved to be a powerful magnet to attract volunteers to the cause, right? So now the idea here is to glorify the Muslims, to set up to set up, if I say to set up, if I say caliphate. So basically it is radicalizing the youth. ठीक है, यहाँ पे ना they have ignited the imagination of Muslim youth across the globe, and it proved to be a powerful magnet to attract volunteers to the cause of to the cause raised by ISIS, right? Now, how ISIS is India's internal security. Again, the theme here is the religious indoctrination. Repeatedly saying that religious indoctrination. How I won't say that you can say here is that the threat of ISIS to Indian security, but you can also say that the question is that how religious indoctrination by a radical organization is a threat to India's internal security, right? You can say religious indoctrination by a radical organization by a radical organization is a threat to India's internal security, right? So basically this is the question. Now communal disturbance will be a vulnerability of religious diversity in country. This is something a very common point you should start with. Then we have terror attacks in coordination with the regional groupings. Example you can cite is 26/11 Mumbai attack, that is where ISIS played an important role. India becoming a recruitment ground for ISIS to conduct its operation in India and elsewhere in the world. The threat perception for this level is medium to high. The reason being that India has more than 350 million people who are connected to the internet. Again, say this point I am highlighting as a digital media, or you say why digital media is a fertile ground, because more than 350 million people are connected with the internet and it is likely that some of them will fall prey to ISIS, igneous ways of luring Muslims through their online propagandas, right? So what I did here, I linked digital media with the religious indoctrination, right? Now, with the dismantling of the Indian Mujahideen, several radical extremist groups are looking for an alternate identity, and ISIS may well provide with that much desired character. This is again an important point. At that point of time, Burham Wani वगैरह का आपने सुना होगा. So basically इंडियन मुजाहिदीन को वहां पे बैन कर दिया गया था. तो अभी क्या था, जब इंडियन मुजाहिदीन इज अ रीजनल ग्रुपिंग, तो उसको जब बैन कर दिया गया था, सो नाउ दिस सच रीजनल ग्रुप्स जिनको बंद किया जा रहा है, बैन किया जा रहा है, they are now looking for some bigger identity of themselves, and that is where they are looking for the support of ISIS. And the same incident has happened in Jammu Kashmir, where you have seen that this group has raised black flags in Jammu Kashmir before the prime minister visit. So this is something that they have an affection with ISIS or with the cause of ISIS. So this is so you say this is how this ISIS is dangerous to India's security because of the radical because of their model of religious indoctrination, right? So I hope this whole answer is very clear to you. This I have explained in detail. Say again, any question which is coming in the exam has some theme on it. So accordingly, try to align your answer with that particular theme. Right? When I talk about this conclusion that is positive in nature, government step you need to the say the conclusion which I am telling you in all the answers is very common, that you start with positive nature by citing some government step in brief, like a government step to create employment among the Muslim youths, or you say mapping of the vulnerable areas and increasing employment or economic development in that area. This again is a vulnerable mapping is something that you should use. This word is something very important that you can write in your answers, vulnerable mapping, राइट. वल्नरेबल मैपिंग करो और वहाँ पे आप जो भी मोस्ट वल्नरेबल एरियाज है वहाँ पे इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट करो, वहाँ पे आप बेसिकली एम्प्लॉयमेंट क्रिएट करो, इंटेलिजेंस एजेंसीज की स्ट्रेंथ बढ़ाओ, इंटेलिजेंस का लेवल इम्प्रूव करो, कम्युनिटी को इन्वॉल्व करो. ऑल दीज सच थिंग्स यू हैव टू गिव एज अ सजेशन और to write that we are already doing this, so this is something positive, right? So we can move on to the next question now. I hope this question is very clear to you, right? Okay. Now, the next question is, data security has assumed significant importance in the digitized world due to rising cyber crimes. Now, the theme here, understand the theme here is, if I say theme here is the data security, data security with respect to rising cyber crimes, with respect to rising cyber crimes. Now Justice BN Sri Krishna committee report addresses issues. Now question here comes is Justice BN Sri Krishna committee. Now Justice BN Sri Krishna committee must have lot of you say a lot of recommendations made, but make sure that you are aligning your answers, or you are writing only those suggestions, or you are aligning other suggestions in line with the question, that is data security. Addresses the issues of what is in your view are the strength and weakness of the report relating to the protection of personal data in cyberspace. राइट 2018 में इसकी इन्होंने अपनी रिपोर्ट सबमिट करी थी, तो उसके आधार पे क्वेश्चन पूछा गया है करंट अफेयर्स अगेन. The portion is basically dynamic in nature. Dynamic in nature, right? So how you are going to start this introduction? You can simply mention that Justice BNC Krishna committee has been set up you see to analyze the cyber crimes or the situation of cyber crime in the country, something like that. Or if you ask me, I'll start with this Cambridge Analytica case, Analytica Facebook case, that in the background of growing digital crimes, like Cambridge Analytica Facebook case, Indian government has set up a committee, that is Justice BN Sri Krishna committee, to analyze the better situational prospect of data security, something like that, okay, due to rising cyber crimes. So the thing is, you can start with this example, that in background of Cambridge Analytica Facebook case, Government of India has set up a Justice BN Sri Krishna committee, right? Which to analyze to analyze the prospect of data security in terms of growing digital, in terms of rising cyber crimes, right? Right. So again, you are going to cover these keywords from the questions in your introduction. Okay. Now strength again. Say again, I'm not going to tell you what are the various strength, or what are something where weakness of this committee, or report of the committee, how report can have been better or more suggestion, because that is not the purpose of this session. The purpose here is to understand that how to take the theme from the question, and align your answer as per that theme. राइट सो स्ट्रेंथ की जब मैं बात करूंगा यहाँ पे, इंडिविजुअल कंसेंट प्लस राइट टू बी फॉरगेटन इज एन इम्पॉर्टेंट पॉइंट, राइट? डेटा फिड्यूशरीज जो होते हैं उनकी पावर को लिमिट कर रहा है. लॉफुल बेसिस ऑफ डेटा प्रोसेसिंग, राइट टू प्राइवेसी को ये प्रमोट कर रहा है, दैट इज के एस पुट्टू स्वामी जजमेंट, राइट? सो बेसिकली कहने का मतलब ये है कि इंडिविजुअल कंसेंट एंड राइट टू बी फॉरगॉटन हैज लिमिटेड द पावर ऑफ, that's why I am not written the points in detail. Limited the power of data fiduciaries, making it them a lawful basis of data processing and promoting the right to privacy. Then we have institutional measure, that is data protection authority. This is an institutional setup, enforcement and effective implementation of the law, right? Then we have data localization की जब हम बात करेंगे, data localization is another important point that has been mentioned in the report. Is the bill has proposed that critical personal data, or you say sensitive information of Indian citizens, be processed in centers located within the country, right? Then we have provision of dispute resolution, that is tribunal setup. Data of children committee has made specific mention of the need for separate and more stringent norms for protecting the data of children, recommending that companies be barred from certain types of data processing, such as behavioral monitoring, tracking, targeting, advertisement, any other type of processing, right? So these are something the strength. Now the point here is, you cannot write only the strength, or you cannot write only the weakness. You have to make a balance between the both. You have to ensure that both carry the equal number of points. अगर आपने 5 पॉइंट स्ट्रेंथ के लिखे हैं, मेक श्योर कि 4-5 पॉइंट आपके कंसर्न्स और वीकनेस भी रहे उसके अंदर, ठीक है? दिस इज हाउ यू आर गोइंग टू फ्रेम योर आंसर. जब हम यहाँ पे कंसर्न्स देखेंगे, you can see here that exceptions for government agencies diluting the consent principle and hence right to privacy. In this report there is a point that government that all these which I told about individual consent and right to forgotten is not applicable to the government agencies, right? So this is something that when you are when you are creating a difference between the private and public, then you are diluting the very purpose of this provision, that is the consent principle, individual consent. I am writing here is individual consent, individual consent. And that is where you are just diluting the right to privacy as well, the right to privacy which has been given by Supreme Court in KS Puttaswamy case, right? Now one key subject missing from the draft bill is the reform of surveillance laws. There is a very little legislative and judicial oversight on surveillance activities carried out in India, right? Then there is no clear norms of setting up tribunals. We know that in the current period now you have to relate the things here. You know that if even say if even if you are not getting what are the concerns of this report or what are something something, make sure this tribunal point you put it everywhere. This tribunal issues are like that there is a lot of vacancies, there is no proper structure that how the judges or how the executives in the tribunals will be appointed, the time period, their tenure. This is something not clear in any of the law. So this point you can mention it anywhere. This point is important. You can mention it anywhere or take it as a common point. कुछ ना समझ में आ रहा हो तो उठा के ये ट्रिब्यूनल वाला पॉइंट डाल देना, ठीक है? This is something important, right? Exceptions for government agencies, diluting consent principle and hence right to privacy, ठीक है? So I hope this question is again a very important question and this is very clear to you. Again just briefing you once that data security is the theme of this to say this question, and in that respect they have basically tried to relate Justice BN Sri Krishna committee with the data security, right? So again with the data security and according to that theme, say the theme, we have 2 points here, that is data security has assumed significant importance in digitized world due to rising cyber crimes, and next point is Justice BN Sri Krishna committee report in line with the first theme. So what in your view are the strength and weakness of the report to the personal data in the cyberspace, right? So समथिंग दिस इज आप थोड़े से अपने स्टैटिक इंट्रोडक्शन याद करके रखो कुछ आंसर्स के, और वही यहाँ पे आप चिपकाते जाना. दिस इज समथिंग अ स्मार्ट वे ऑफ प्रिपरेशन. You don't need to remember, you don't need to just sit and confuse and think of the introduction in the mains examination. You don't have so much time. की पॉइंट्स इंट्रोडक्शन में, कि आपके क्वेश्चन के कीवर्ड्स आपके इंट्रोडक्शन में मेंशन होने चाहिए. द थीम ऑफ द क्वेश्चन शुड बी रिफ्लेक्टेड इन द इंट्रोडक्शन. ये 2 पॉइंट याद रखना, कीवर्ड्स और द थीम ऑफ द क्वेश्चन शुड बी रिफ्लेक्टेड इन द इंट्रोडक्शन, ठीक है? So we can move on to the next question. This question has been asked in 2017. A very simple and a dynamic. You say this is a static question. This is not a dynamic question. This is a static question. This is a static question. And the very simple question: discuss the potential threats of cyber attack and security framework to prevent it. If you see in 2020 also, similar question has been asked. Similar question has been asked in you say in 2020 also, where they asked that explain different types of cyber attacks and measures to prevent them. So something the same question was asked in 2017. So that is why I say that previous year questions are much required, right? So something this is something you can write as introduction, that rising cyber crimes has brought into the focus of you say you can start with cyber attack definition. You can start with some example with this, right? So cyber attack, you can simply define that is the attack on the cyber, using the attack on the resources or the assets in the using in the cyberspace with different aims, right? Every cyber attack has with every cyber attack has different aim, and accordingly they have been classified as different type of cyber attacks, right? So there are several ways of cyber attack. This is something I have given a very simple introduction. A very simple because मैं जब ये आंसर फ्रेम कर रहा हूँ तो मैं ऐसा नहीं सोच रहा हूँ कि मेरे को पीपीटी बनानी है आपको प्रेजेंट करना है तो आई हैव लॉट ऑफ टाइम. नो, आई एम जस्ट गिविंग 3 to 4 minutes on each of the answer, right? So मैंने एक बहुत सिंपल सा इंट्रोडक्शन लिख दिया था क्योंकि मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा था इसमें क्या मैं लिखूँ, इतना सारा कंफ्यूजन हो गया था. क्योंकि मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम ऐसा भी होता है जब हम ज्यादा सोचने लगते हैं ना, ज्यादा इनोवेटिवनेस दिखाने लगते हैं तो उसमें ज्यादा टाइम कंज्यूम हो जाता है. वो सब नहीं करना है हमें, ठीक है? Understand, you have to write 20 answers, not one answer. So there are several ways of cyber attack. Each and every one of them has its own set of procedure and all are potentially dangerous. This is very a simple cyber attack, or you say simple introduction. Maybe you have something better to write on, but this was something that I could recollect to write it as an introduction in this answer, and that's why I have mentioned it, right? So now you have to mention that different cyber attack types, that is the spam emails, spyware, ransomware, tricky access. What are spam emails? It is the most widely used way of cyber crime, right? In fact, say one mistake I'll tell you here is like, do not use this word cyber crime, just use cyber attack. Just use cyber attack. Why? Because in question we have the word that is cyber attack. Although both are similar thing, no, not much difference is there. But again, this is just a trick, or you are bluffing, bluffing the examiner towards that you have aligned your answer with your question. Right? Attacks on businesses, individuals are made by sending phishing emails and thereby stealing personal information like IDs, password, credit card pins, bank credentials, etc. Spyware or malware. It is the second most type of attack. Spyware and malware contain malicious viruses that can delete or steal important information. The hackers can operate the system anonymously. It can deliver the data to the hackers based on keyboard. Very simple definitions I have framed here. It can hack the computer automatically or manually. It has the ability to block the computer system and freeze the whole system. The attackers demand money compensation in the name of fixing, right? Then we have tricky access. Access is something, say all these four are very related. Malicious techniques are used in this case, like putting gum on ATM input card, counterfeiting the card, etc. Right? Now, what is the security? The second part is the security framework. Right? You have to mention about certain, always provides warning about possible phishing attacks. नेशनल साइबर सिक्योरिटी पॉलिसी की बात करो आप यहाँ पे, right? Central government has rolled out a plan for the establishment of Indian Cyber Crime Coordination Center to address the issues related to cyber crime in the country. The National Critical Information Infrastructure has been established for the protection of critical information for in India. It became mandatory for the organization to report all cyber security incidents to certain. So this is something where we are talking about the what are the institutional and structural framework. What are the institutional and structural framework towards ensuring protection, towards protection against towards protection against cyber attacks, towards protection against cyber attacks, right? Then the data but showed that India has been the second most cyber attack country between 2016-18, taking all necessary steps. It will further strengthen the Digital India initiative, right? So, say again, the conclusion here should be positive in nature. That is, any government initiative you can talk about. However, revamping is essential with the change in action. This is the standard conclusion. Write it anywhere. This is going to be a very positive. मतलब क्या करा, अब आपने अपने कॉमन कंक्लूजन याद कर लिया है भाई. अब जहां भी ऐसा रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन आएगा हम वहां पे ये कंक्लूजन लिख देंगे एंड अल्टीमेटली हम अपने वहां पे 2 से 3 मिनट बचा लेंगे. 2 से 3 मिनट बहुत बड़ा अमाउंट होता है टाइम का मेंस एग्जामिनेशन में. ठीक है, फटाफट से यहाँ पे देख लो. यहाँ पे इस क्वेश्चन में कोई डाउट है? बिकॉज दिस इज समथिंग अ वेरी स्टैटिक क्वेश्चन. अभी तक हमने जो क्वेश्चंस की बात करी ना वो डायनेमिक क्वेश्चंस की बात करी अभी, बट डायनेमिक क्वेश्चन के साथ स्टैटिक क्वेश्चन भी समझना बहुत 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 जरूरी है. एंड दैट इज व्हाई आई एम सेइंग दैट दिस स्टैटिक क्वेश्चन को भी अच्छे से आप एनालाइज कर लो. और इसमें जो कुछ पॉइंट है आपको तो पूछ लो, कमेंट कर दो नीचे. मैं आपको रिप्लाई कर दूंगा, ठीक है? So again, I'm saying that when I am framing these answers, I am not considering that I have a lot of time to write the answers. I am just taking 3 to 4 minutes. Then only I can align myself with you. ठीक है? ऐसा नहीं है कि मैं इस आंसर 15 मिनट लिख रहा हूँ तो 15 मिनट में कोई भी अच्छा आंसर लिख देगा यार, आप भी अच्छा आंसर लिख दोगे. Not a very big deal. The challenge here is you have to write this answer in 3 to 4 minutes. Just read the question and start writing that. Right, so this is how I am framing these answers, and hopefully that these are beneficial for you. Right, तो मैं ना आप लोगों के साथ ही अलाइन करने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ इसमें पूरे सेशन में. ठीक है. अभी तक कोई डाउट नहीं है, कोई डाउट हो तो कमेंट कर देना. राइट, सो देन विल मूव टू नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. Right. So hopefully, your previous question was very clear to you guys. So now moving on to this next question. This question is somewhat very rare in nature. This is you say unusual. Normally state specific question नहीं पूछे जाते हैं यूपीएससी में, but this question was asked, and obviously this question was something a surprise for everyone. So ऐसे क्वेश्चन में क्या करना होता है ना, बेसिकली आइडेंटिफाई दैट व्हाट हैज बीन दैट इज साइबर डोम प्रोजेक्ट. So this you should have a general idea that this is something cyber dome. So this must be something related to cyber security, right? इतना तो आइडिया आप लगा ही सकते हो, क्योंकि जब हम इंटरनेशनल रिलेशंस पढ़ते हैं तो हम इसराइल में बात करते हैं आपका आयरन डोम करके. ठीक है, आयरन डोम का एक कंसेप्ट पढ़ते हैं. व्हाट इज दैट कंसेप्ट? दिस इज समथिंग ये मिसाइल डिटेक्शन सिस्टम ऑफ इसराइल which used to interact with the missile in before reaching it on the ground. ठीक है, तो something like that only. This is something a dome which protect the entire cyber security or say cyber physical system of Kerala government from cyber attacks, right? So just try to write it in a generalized manner, right? Like for example, I say introduction: growing cyber threats require states to act, and in that regard, Kerala government has launched the Cyber Dome project. ठीक है, even if you don't know this that Kerala government का ये project है, किसका project है, just do not mention that this Kerala or something. Uh, just give it a general overview. ठीक है, मतलब समझ रहे हो मैं क्या बोलना चाह रहा हूँ आप लोगों से, कि समथिंग जब ऐसे क्वेश्चन अनयूजुअल क्वेश्चन आ जाए ना, ट्राई टू गेट द क्रिस्प ऑफ दैट टॉपिक एंड अकॉर्डिंगली राइट इन योर आंसर. राइट, मतलब इसमें आप अपना कीवर्ड पकड़ो, दैट इज साइबर डोम. साइबर डोम से आप समझ जाओगे दैट दिस इज समथिंग टू यू से समथिंग समथिंग लाइक समथिंग रिलेटेड टू साइबर सिक्योरिटी. ठीक है. Now, say content में क्या आता है आपका? What is Cyber Dome project is an again important thing, like to establish a cyber center of excellence. Then in cyber security as well as technology enhancement for effective policing, right? Kerala Police Department has started a technological research and development center, that is Cyber Dome. So what is this? This is something research and development center of Kerala government, right? That is Cyber Dome. Now it is a combinational crew of ethical hackers, expert coders, youth like skilled in software, law enforcers, civilian volunteers who huddle behind flickering computer terminals at the office, with most of them offering their services for free. Basically, it is an initiative which aims to meet the objective of combating against emerging cyber threats like से, जैसे कि मैंने अभी आप लोगों को बोला था कि द ओवरऑल पर्पस ऑफ दिस क्वेश्चन वाज टू आंसर्ड इन सच अ वे दैट इट रिलेट विद द साइबर थ्रेट्स. ये साइबर डोम मुझे भी नहीं पता क्या है. ठीक है, साइबर डोम आई बिलीव 80% 80-85% बच्चों को साइबर डोम प्रोजेक्ट नहीं पता होगा, जो उस टाइम मेंस लिखा होगा जिन्होंने. तो उस केस में क्या करना होता है ना, ऐसे क्वेश्चन का जनरल मतलब निकाल के ना उसको जनरलाइज्ड वे में लिखना होता है. तो अगेन मेरी यहाँ पे यही अंडरस्टैंडिंग थी कि दिस इज समथिंग रिलेटेड टू साइबर थ्रेट, तो आपको उसी वे में जनरलाइज वे में उसको आंसर लिखना था. ठीक है, कि इतना टाइम होता नहीं आप बैठ के सोचो वहां पे इन द डिजिटल बैकग्राउंड ऑन इन द मॉडर्न वर्ल्ड बाया the gap between the latest changes sophisticated in a cyber world. So these things are very common. Now अब क्वेश्चन आ गया है तो ऑब्वियसली आप सब लोगों को इसका क्वेश्चन का आंसर अब पता होगा, ठीक है. सो वी आर नॉट गोइंग इन डिस्कशन दैट ईच एंड एवरी पॉइंट क्या क्या इसमें आना था. सो दिस इज समथिंग, साइबर डोम इज समथिंग द रिसर्च एंड डेवलपमेंट प्रोजेक्ट ऑफ केरला गवर्नमेंट, where there is a research and development going on for the emerging threats, right? They are the list first line of defense of state law enforcement against a range of online threats. ठीक है. Now part 2 क्या है इसमें? Again this is something useful. How explain how it can be useful in controlling internet crimes in India, right? Online monitoring. First point, dedicated expertise, better coordination, academic participation, cyber forensics. ठीक है. ऑनलाइन मॉनिटरिंग में आएगा आपका सोशल मीडिया, दैट इज फेक न्यूज रिलेटेड. डेडिकेटेड एक्सपर्टाइज में टेक्निकल एक्सपर्ट्स लाइक एथिकल हैकर्स, नेटवर्क सिक्योरिटी प्रोवाइडर्स एंड इंटरनेट इन्फ्लुएंसर्स इसमें आ जाएगा. बेटर कोऑर्डिनेशन, अम्ब्रेला नेटवर्क ऑफ वेरियस इंटेलिजेंस एजेंसीज. Then we have academia will be trained to teach basic internet ethics to students. Cyber forensics have been developed to track the area of crime and develop knowledge about them. So this is something I have written it in a very general manner. This is something general manner, right? So every time you don't need to be very specific. Sometime when question comes that जो आपके लिए एकदम सरप्राइज हो या जिसके बारे में आपने पढ़ा ना हो ना, तो ट्राई टू जनरलाइज इट इन अ मैनर दैट वो आपका क्वेश्चन की थीम को ना छोड़े. ठीक है. ये सच टाइप ऑफ सरप्राइज क्वेश्चंस ना आपके साथ केस है, दूसरे स्टूडेंट के साथ भी यही सेम केस होगा. ठीक है. Now conclusion, you have again have to write as a positive initiative. This is something like we did in, it is not दीदी, it's did in previous question में जो हमने किया है आपका. ठीक है. उस तरह से हमें पॉजिटिव इनिशिएटिव लिखना है कि दिस इज समथिंग एन इनोवेटिव इनिशिएटिव which works towards developing using the existing technologies to provide say coverage or protection against the cyber threats. ठीक है. Try to use these words like you say physical systems साइबर फिजिकल सिस्टम्स, इस टाइप के वर्ड्स को जरा यूज करो इन सब में. ठीक है. सो आई होप दिस इज वेरी क्लियर. नाउ वी कैन मूव ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट टॉपिक, राइट? So the next topic which I am going to pick is money laundering and its impact on internal security. Now, from understand from here, I always told you that money laundering and black marketing of black money laundering plus you say black money is something that is more important in terms of economics वाला मतलब जीएस पेपर थ्री का ही पार्ट है. What we have to do in internal security, we have to study this economic concept in terms of internal security. ठीक है. कि like कैसे ये मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग, फॉर एग्जांपल द क्वेश्चन जो पूछा गया था मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग, हाउ इट इम्पैक्ट द इकोनॉमिक सोवरेनिटी, हाउ इट इम्पैक्ट द इकोनॉमिक सोवरेनिटी ऑफ द कंट्री, राइट? और यू से डाइल्यूट्स द इकोनॉमिक सोवरेनिटी. ठीक है. इतना इस क्वेश्चन इस पॉइंट को मैं डिस्कस करूंगा इन बिटवीन. अगर आपको आइडिया है तो आप कमेंट में लिख के मुझे बताओ कि हाउ मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग इम्पैक्ट्स द इकोनॉमिक सोवरेनिटी ऑफ द कंट्री. ठीक है. नाउ मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग जब हम बात करेंगे इसके 3 सब टॉपिक आएंगे. दैट इज मीनिंग ऑफ मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग. Money laundering, like if it carries basically the definition of money laundering, and here the static cover, you cover it from internal security, third edition. This is a chapter in M Karthikeyan money laundering. Again I am repeating, अगर आप यहाँ पे अशोक कुमार बुक यूज कर रहे हो तो आप वो वाली बुक यूज कर लो, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है उसमें. This is something what I have referred, and that is what I am telling you, that content in this book is more than efficient, more than sufficient to get you a good marks in the static portion. Then again dynamic portion is again newspaper, and preferably do not read small incidents, just try to wait, then issue is explained in the explained page of Indian Express and the Hindu. ठीक है. कोई भी बड़ा इशू होता है तो उसके विद इन 1 or 2 days वो इंडियन एक्सप्रेस में एक्सप्लेन्ड वाले पेज में आ जाता है अच्छे से. तब उसको नोट डाउन कर लो, बार बार फिर उस टॉपिक को पढ़ने की आपको जरूरत नहीं है. ठीक है, क्या इन्वेस्टिगेशन चल रही है, डू नॉट नीड वरी अबाउट दैट. फॉर एग्जांपल दैट गोल्ड स्मगलिंग केस जो आपका हुआ था Kerala ka, if you remember that case, gold smuggling, a senior IS officer was involved, and the gold was smuggled through the UAE, official consignment coming from the UAE. So again, this is something, the case of you say a case you can write in the organized crimes as well. This case can be cited in organized crimes as well, right? However, the NCB is taking or investigating this case, and they demanded that the action can be taken in a certain section. मतलब किसी एक particular section जो कि आपका relate करता है you say law and order situation को लेके, लॉ एंड ऑर्डर, और यू से सिक्योरिटी ऑफ द कंट्री को लेके, कि ये जो आपका स्मगलिंग हो रही थी, गोल्ड स्मगलिंग जो हो रही थी, इससे हमारा लॉ एंड ऑर्डर एंड सिक्योरिटी ऑफ द कंट्री थ्रेट में है. ठीक है, बट हाई कोर्ट ने बोला यू डोंट, there is no sufficient evidence that this smuggling was not in favor of security of the country, or was a danger for the security of the country, or say what was the danger for the law and order of the country. ठीक है, तो now you have covered this case. You don't need to cover each and every political statement or something that is not relevant to our mains examination. You just need to understand what is the issue, what is the high court decision in this case, and basically द बैकग्राउंड ऑफ दिस केस. ठीक है, तो इस तरीके से आपको मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग में करना है. नाउ नेक्स्ट टॉपिक इज हार्मफुल इफेक्ट्स ऑफ द मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग. सो ये जो मैंने आपको टॉपिक बताया ना अभी, डाइल्यूशन ऑफ इकोनॉमिक सॉवरेनिटी ऑफ द कंट्री बाय मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग, this will come again in this, that is in this topic, of dilution of economic sovereignty of the country. Then what are the steps taken by the government? Here you talk about demonetization, you talk about recently जो NGOs वगैरह पर restrictions लगाए गए हैं. Then we have talk about FMRA की बात करो इसके अंदर. ठीक है, ये सब हम अभी हम देखेंगे इसमें, जब हम क्वेश्चन देखेंगे ना मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग का, तब विल सी ऑल दीज थिंग्स, राइट? So I hope this is the subtopic, or you say this is the not topics. This is subtopics of money laundering. ठीक है, राइट, यस, ये चार्ट हम बहुत जगह डिस्कस कर चुके हैं, तो यहाँ हम स्पेसिफिकली अपना डिस्कशन लिमिट रखेंगे मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग एंड ब्लैक मनी इन इंडिया में. तो मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग की जब हम बात करेंगे, तो आप यहाँ से देखो कि ये 5-5%, दीज टू इज द मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग यू से मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग प्लस ब्लैक मनी इन इंडिया, plus black money in India. So around in the last 10 years, the percentage of question asked in these two topics are just 10%. Not just is 10%. Do not use this word just. So पता है यहाँ से ना questions asked are mainly related to base erosion and profit sharing. You say base erosion and profit sharing. They asked about hawala system, राइट. देन अनअकाउंटेड मनी जो कंट्री में फ्लो कर रहा है फ्रॉम द टैक्स हेवेंस. यू टॉक अबाउट सम पनामा पेपर लीक्स. So these are some of the very hot topics that is being asked in money laundering or black money in India. ठीक है, तो ये ना आपका प्रीलिम्स एज वेल एज मेंस के लिए टॉपिक इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाता है. 10% इज अ गुड अमाउंट. हाउएवर अगेन आई एम रिपीटिंग दैट दिस टॉपिक इज मोस्टली आस्क्ड इन फ्रॉम द इकोनॉमिक्स पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू. यहाँ पे ना इकोनॉमिक पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से ज्यादा पूछा जाता है, बट यस दिस हैज समथिंग इम्प्लीकेशंस ऑन आवर इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी एज वेल. मोस्टली मैं यहाँ लिख भी देता हूँ, मोस्टली इन टर्म्स ऑफ इकोनॉमी, but since it has also impact on the internal security पे भी इसका impact होता है, and that's why we have kept it as a part of internal security as well. ठीक है, दिस इज द ये बाकी टॉपिक्स का है विच आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू डिस्कस नाउ, बिकॉज हमने बहुत बार डिस्कस कर लिया है, अब तो याद भी हो गए होंगे कुछ चैप्टर्स के नाम. ठीक है, ये रिपीटेडली मैं ये वाला जो टॉपिक है ना, ग्राफ वाला फिगर, ये रिपीटेडली इसलिए आ रहा हूँ ताकि आप लोगों को सिलेबस याद हो जाए. ठीक है, अब आप यहाँ से देख सकते हो मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग और ब्लैक मनी के केस में द स्टैटिक पोर्शन इज ऑलमोस्ट 50% एंड 50% स्टैटिक टॉपिक, 50% डायनेमिक टॉपिक। ठीक है, यहाँ से आप देखो इट इज 50% स्टैटिक टॉपिक एंड 50% डायनेमिक टॉपिक। यू कैन सी दिस पॉइंट हियर, 50% डायनेमिक एंड 50% आपका स्टैटिक टॉपिक रहेगा, एंड द वेटेज हियर इज अराउंड 5% ऑफ बोथ द टॉपिक्स। ठीक है, ये वाली फिगर भी हम पता है बहुत बार डिस्कस कर चुके हैं। आई होप मतलब अभी आपको क्लियर हो गया हो कि जो बार डायग्राम है या किस चीज का है। सो जब भी आप मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग और ब्लैक मनी इन इंडिया करोगे, देन यू हैव टू गिव इक्वल इंपॉर्टेंस टू द स्टैटिक पोर्शन एज वेल एज डायनेमिक पोर्शन ऑफ दैट टॉपिक। ठीक है, इसका 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 पूरा क्राइटेरिया ये है कि यू हैव टू गिव इक्वल इंपॉर्टेंस टू स्टैटिक एज वेल एज डायनेमिक पोर्शन इन योर व्हेन यू आर गोइंग फॉर प्रिपरेशन ऑफ दिस टॉपिक। ठीक है, so I hope this point is again very clear to you guys. Okay, so moving on to this next, now this is the question that see understand from here, the question that is being asked in 2014 and 2014 के बाद अभी तक मेरे को इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी के रिस्पेक्ट में ब्लैक मनी इन इंडिया या फिर आपका मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग के रिलेटेड कोई केस क्वेश्चन नहीं मिला है। ठीक है, क्वेश्चन पूछे गए हैं बट वो इकोनॉमिक पर्सपेक्टिव से पूछे गए हैं। ठीक है, नाउ व्हाट इज द क्वेश्चन इज, understand that money laundering poses a serious security threat to a country's economic sovereignty. What is the significance for India? And what steps are required to be taken to control this menace? ठीक है, so again I am dividing this question, right? थीम क्या है इसकी? इसकी थीम है आपकी मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग एज अ थ्रेट टू इंडियाज इकोनॉमिक सोवरेनिटी। दिस इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थीम दैट यू हैव अगेन इन इम्पैक्ट। तो अभी हमने जो देखा था ना इफेक्ट्स ऑफ मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग, उसके उसका एक इफेक्ट को इन्होंने एक्सप्लेन वे में करने को बोला है कि एक्सप्लेन करो ये कैसे इफेक्टेड होता है मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग से। ठीक है, सो यू जस्ट इंट्रोडक्शन में रिलेट डेफिनेशन ऑफ मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग विद इकोनॉमिक सॉवरेनिटी। Again I am telling you that identify the key demand of the question is basically they want to relate money laundering with the economic sovereignty and what is the significance for India। तो हमें जहां भी मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग लिखना है लिखेंगे ना, द आइडियल आंसर विल हैव वो ना आइडियल आंसर में क्या करेंगे, मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग को इकोनॉमिक सोवरेनिटी से रिलेट करेंगे। मैं दिखाता हूँ आपको कैसे। Money laundering is something illegally obtained money from drug trafficking, terrorist activity, or other serious crimes is given the appearance of having originated from the legitimate source from the foreign countries। ठीक है, इससे क्या होता है, there is an increased flow of unaccounted money in the country which dilutes the economic sovereignty। राइट, so मैंने एक डेफिनेशन दिया। उस डेफिनेशन में सबसे पहले मैंने लेजिटिमेट सोर्स फ्रॉम ये वर्ड मैंने लिखा ओरिजिनेटेड फ्रॉम द लेजिटिमेट सोर्स फ्रॉम द फॉरेन कंट्रीज because of which there is an increase in flow of unaccounted money and which dilutes the economic sovereignty, like right? So the keyword here is the economic sovereignty. What is the keyword here is economic sovereignty, and I have used this word in my introduction। मैंने अपने introduction में इस word का इस्तेमाल किया। नाउ ठीक है, now what is the significance, first part क्या है इसका, that is the part one, what is the significance or importance for our country, right? So economic impacts क्या है also can be written right से यहाँ पे ना अभी ना एक important चीज मैं आपको बताता हूँ। इसमें there will be some economic impacts, there will be some political impacts, there will be some social impact of this statement or you say of this criteria। तो यहाँ से ना आपको क्या करना है, यहाँ से या तो आप इसको सेग्रीगेशन में लिख लो भैया, मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी पे क्या इंपॉर्टेंस पड़ रहा है या फिजिकल पॉलिसी पे क्या इंपॉर्टेंस पड़ रहा है, या फिर आप सिंपल एक कॉमन हेडिंग दो इकोनॉमिक इम्पैक्ट्स और उसके अंदर ये सारे पॉइंट्स लिख दो। ठीक है, अगर आप इसको और ज्यादा सेग्रीगेट करना चाह रहे हो तो आप स्ट्रक्चर ऐसे बना लो, यहाँ पे लिखो आप इकोनॉमिक इम्पैक्ट्स, जस्ट राइट इट हियर एज इकोनॉमिक इम्पैक्ट्स। ए पॉइंट इज द इम्पैक्ट ऑन मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी। ठीक है, देन बी पॉइंट इज इम्पैक्ट ऑन फिजिकल पॉलिसी। ठीक है, अभी मैंने क्या करा यहाँ पे कंबाइंड वे में लिख दिया। ऐसे सबसे पहले लॉस ऑफ रेवेन्यू, दैट इज अगेन द इम्पैक्ट ऑन फिजिकल पॉलिसी, राइट? दिस इज अगेन द इम्पैक्ट ऑन फिजिकल पॉलिसी। स्टेबिलिटी ऑफ इकोनॉमी विल इम्पैक्ट, दैट इज अगेन अ पार्ट ऑफ मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी। ठीक है, दैट इज द इम्पैक्ट ऑन द मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी। डिस्करेजेस फॉरेन इन्वेस्टर्स, अगेन फिजिकल पॉलिसी। टॉक अबाउट फिजिकल पॉलिसी। टैक्स इवेजन कल्चर, दैट इज फिजिकल पॉलिसी is there, result in exchange and interest rates volatility, that is monetary policy। right? That is monetary policy. Then contaminates legal transactions. Money laundering decreases the tax funds available for collection in the economy and by implication government's revenues. ठीक है? Committing crime of money laundering transfers of economic power from the right people to the wrong. The good citizens and the government are disposed from the right, making the criminals take the benefit to flourish their criminality. ठीक है? This is something an important point and you have to take it in the note that the theme of the question here is the economic sovereignty, and you have to write all your points, whether you are writing the economic impact, whether you are writing the political impact, or whether you are writing the social impact. Any impact you are writing, you have to make sure that your answers are aligning with the demand of the question. Here the demand of the question is the dilution of the economic sovereignty from money laundering. ठीक है? सो पॉलिटिकल इम्पैक्ट्स क्या होगा? फ्लो ऑफ मनी से क्या होगा? क्रिमिनलाइजेशन बढ़ेगा. दिस क्रिमिनलाइजेशन, फ्लो ऑफ मनी मतलब मार्केट में पैसा ज्यादा अच्छा होना. दैट मीन्स इट इज गोइंग टू सपोर्ट criminals और criminalization of elections. Again, that is going to impact the government stability. ठीक है? Legislative bodies find it difficult to quantify the negative economic effects of money. This is something a very big impact that whatever fiscal policy. Now देखो अब यहाँ से point समझो. This monetary policy and fiscal policy is something our sovereign right? So now when these two things, economic policy and say monetary policy and fiscal policy are getting impacted, that means our economic sovereignty is getting impacted. ठीक है? इसको ना ऐसा क्वेश्चन मत लो, इसको समझने की कोशिश करो. दिस इज समथिंग दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. right now, steps to control this measure, you have to talk about FEMA, that is ये आपका conservation of foreign exchange prevention and smuggling act. Just keep mentioning these things: smugglers and foreign exchange manipulators act, then we have FEMA act, then we have prevention of money laundering act and the recent restrictions on NGO. I agree, ये वाले point might be आपको ना पता हो, you can avoid that points, but try to at least write these points, right? You write about demonetization point also, you can write, right? Then you talk about this base erosion and profit shifting that India has joined along with OECD plus G20 countries. ठीक है? इसको आप यहाँ पे मेंशन करो. Then again आप यहाँ से आप मेंशन करो, you say promoting digitization of the economy is again a step towards preventing the money laundering case. Digitization of economy. ठीक है? So such examples you can you have to talk about steps to control this measure. You talk about that digital apps like Dhani has been recently launched, or you talk about UPI recently, UPI launched. You talk about Bheem app. ठीक है? तो इससे क्या हो रहा है? डिजिटाइजेशन हो रहा है. दैट मीन्स देयर इज अ गुड ट्रैक ऑफ फ्लो ऑफ मनी यूजिंग द डिजिटल टेक्नोलॉजी. आई होप यहाँ तक आप लोगों को क्लियर होगा. इसमें मतलब ऐसा कोई इम्प्लीकेशन नहीं था, बस मेरा पर्पस यहाँ पे आपको ये समझाना था कि आप जो क्वेश्चन के जो आंसर लिख रहे हो ना, उसको इस तरीके से लिख लो कि बेसिकली द की डिमांड ऑफ द क्वेश्चन वो पूरी हो जाए. की डिमांड ऑफ क्वेश्चन पूरी हो जाएगी ना, तो सब कुछ आपका अच्छे से कवर हो जाएगा. हियर द की डिमांड ऑफ द क्वेश्चन दैट इज बीइंग आस्क्ड इज द डाइल्यूशन ऑफ द इकोनॉमिक सॉवरेनिटी, एंड यू हैव टू टेक दैट इनटू द कंसीडरेशन. Now, say, right. The next topic here is management of border areas. This is again an important part, and ये भी आपका basically important question में रहता है. इसमें ना मैंने इसको generalize करा है, मतलब like नॉर्थ ईस्ट भी आएगा इसके अंदर जम्मू एंड कश्मीर भी आएगा, इसके अंदर चाइना के साथ बॉर्डर मैनेजमेंट इश्यूज की बात करेंगे. इसमें हम आपका अरुणाचल प्रदेश वगैरह, मतलब अरुणाचल प्रदेश, सिक्किम, then Nepal के साथ क्या issue है. Say all these things we are going to cover. Although border management is a separate topic also, but still कुछ portion उसका ना internal security में भी cover होता है. That's why I have taken this topic here. ठीक है? देखो अल्टीमेटली पॉइंट है कि आपका टॉपिक डिस्कस होना चाहिए, आपको टॉपिक पता होना चाहिए, चाहे वो जीएस पेपर 2 का हो, चाहे वो जीएस पेपर 3 का हो. बिकॉज ऐसा नहीं है कि 2 दिन का गैप होता है, नेक्स्ट विद इन द सेम डे पेपर होते हैं. ठीक है? now coming on to insurgency in northeast, so that's what I told you कि मैंने मैनेजमेंट ऑफ बॉर्डर एरियाज ने एक अम्ब्रेला चैप्टर ले लिया है जिसके अंदर आपकी नॉर्थ ईस्ट के बॉर्डर मैनेजमेंट, जम्मू कश्मीर का बॉर्डर मैनेजमेंट सब आएगा। ठीक है, तो ये अलग से मैं चैप्टर नहीं ले रहा हूँ, बट स्टिल जब मैं सिलेबस या सब टॉपिक डिस्कस करता हूँ तो ये टॉपिक मैं आपके साथ डिस्कस करना चाहूंगा यहाँ पे। इश्यूज एंड कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स इन नॉर्थ ईस्ट, असम इंसर्जेंसी, चैलेंजेस टू बॉर्डर मैनेजमेंट, इश्यूज फेस्ड इन बॉर्डर मैनेजमेंट, although here it is restricted to northeast but will not be restricting it and in our discussion to northeast only। इसमें हम जम्मू कश्मीर भी इंक्लूड करेंगे, अदर एरियाज भी डिस्कस करेंगे। ठीक है, देन वी हैव इश्यूज फेस्ड इन बॉर्डर मैनेजमेंट, वी हैव कम्युनिटी पार्टिसिपेशन फॉर बॉर्डर मैनेजमेंट। यहाँ से आप स्टैटिक सोर्स देख लो, इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी थर्ड एडिशन बाय एम कार्तिके, इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी थर्ड एडिशन बाय एम कार्तिके, then internal by M Karthike chapter 4 that is Northeast India internal security M Karthike। इसमें अगेन मैं आपको बोल रहा हूँ ना, आप यहाँ से अशोक कुमार भी रेफर करो, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। ठीक है, मेरे को उसके भी रिव्यूज पॉजिटिव ही आते हैं स्टूडेंट्स के, जब मैं स्टूडेंट से उनका ओपिनियन लेता हूँ कि कौन सी बुक क्या वो सफिशिएंट है या नहीं है, तो अशोक अशोक कुमार की बुक के भी पॉजिटिव ही रिव्यू है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है। दिस इज समथिंग आई पर्सनली हैव रेफर्ड, दैट्स व्हाई आई एम टेलिंग यू। ठीक है, अब मुझे अपने पर्सनल लेवल पे लगता है कि द कंटेंट इन दिस बुक इज सफिशिएंट, बट द सेम रिस्पॉन्स इज फॉर अशोक कुमार आल्सो बाय अदर स्टूडेंट्स। तो जो भी रेफर कर रहे हो कर लो, उससे कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। ठीक है, डायनेमिक सोर्सेज यू हैव टू वेट फॉर इंडियन एक्सप्रेस ऑफिशियल गवर्नमेंट पोर्टल रिलेटेड टू इश्यूज, then updates you have to follow, that Rohingya issue, NRC, Bodoland issue, etc. Then you have to refer to Ministry of Defense website, then this is something a good link, a good information, good level of information is available, right? It is mostly dynamic topic, so this community participation for border management is mostly a dynamic topic that you have to remember certain schemes। स्कीम्स बेसिकली पूछोगे तो इसमें जैसे इस बार पूछा भी गया है, कम्युनिटी पार्टिसिपेशन का 2020 में के मेंस में क्वेश्चन पूछा गया था इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी के अंदर। सो दिस फॉर्म्स एन इम्पोर्टेंट कंपोनेंट ऑफ दिस चैप्टर। ठीक है, नाउ अगेन बॉर्डर मैनेजमेंट की बात करेंगे तो हम इसमें आपका इन ये वाला टॉपिक है सिक्योरिटी चैलेंजेस इन बॉर्डर एरियाज, दिस टॉपिक दैट वी आर दीज टू टॉपिक, दैट इज येलो वाला पोर्शन हो गया आपका 10%, सिक्योरिटी चैलेंजेस इन बॉर्डर एरियाज हो गया आपका कितना है यहाँ से ये वाला 15%। सो भाई देखो यहाँ से आपका 10 और 15%, 25% हो गया आपका, दैट इज कमिंग इक्वल टू दिस चैप्टर, दैट इज अगेन दिस इज 25%। तो 50% तो आपके ये तीन टॉपिक ही कवर कर रहे हैं इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी में पिछले 10 साल के क्वेश्चंस में, है ना? तो इसलिए ये चैप्टर इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाते हैं, यू हैव टू स्टिक, यू हैव टू सीरियसली फोकस ऑन दीज टॉपिक्स ना। ठीक है, इसलिए मैं आप लोगों को बोल रहा हूँ सीरियसली सीरियसली फोकस करो इन टॉपिक्स के ऊपर, बिकॉज 50% का टॉपिक आपके ये वाला पोर्शन, ये वाला पोर्शन, ये वाला पोर्शन एंड ये वाला पोर्शन कवर कर रहा है। ठीक है, यहाँ से ना अगेन मैं सब टॉपिक पे डिस्कस नहीं करूंगा, मतलब ऐसा नहीं है सारे टॉपिक्स दोबारा से डिस्कस करूंगा, बहुत बार हम डिस्कस कर चुके हैं एंड अभी तक आपको चैप्टर्स के नाम भी याद हो गए होंगे। ठीक है, now again you see this insurgency and in northeast and security challenges in border areas। Here you can see that in insurgency in northeast while chapter में ना डायनेमिक पोर्शन आपका, स्टैटिक पोर्शन 70% है, डायनेमिक पोर्शन आपका 30% है। ये ना ये इसलिए है क्योंकि यहाँ से आपको ये देखना है कि जितने भी आपके एग्रीमेंट्स और जितने भी डायनेमिक रिलेटेड टॉपिक आ रहे हैं ना इसमें, वो सब आपके स्टैटिक से रिलेटेड है। So static, once you are covered with the static portion now, then you are done with this dynamic portion as well. Now coming to this security challenge in border areas, here the dynamic portion is uses 70% and the static portion is just 30%। So make sure you are combining it in the form of 60-40 कर लो। जब हम इसके combined form की बात करें तो एवरेज लेके जाएंगे तो 60-40 कर लो, that is 60 is the dynamic sorry static portion and 40 is the dynamic part। ठीक है, तो अकॉर्डिंगली यू हैव टू प्रिपेयर इन दिस टॉपिक, राइट? सो मूविंग ऑन टू द क्वेश्चन दैट हैज बीन आस्क्ड, तीन चार क्वेश्चन है इसके अंदर, चारों क्वेश्चन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है आपके। ठीक है, then for effective border area management discuss the steps required to be taken to deny local support to militants and also suggest ways to manage favorable perception among locals। this is something question being asked in 2020, right? So बहुत simple question है। for effective, the theme here is support of local community in effective border management. ठीक है, so somewhere you can relate that question with this OGW's question that has been asked in 2015 या 16 में पूछा गया था ये. OGWs are over the ground workers. ठीक है, they are also the part of community. So again we have to ensure that that previous year question देखो कैसे यहाँ benefit होते हैं. अगर आपने previous year question over the ground workers का कई solution अच्छे से पढ़ा होगा तो आप उस वाल तो आप वहाँ के point भी यहाँ पे इस्तेमाल कर सकते हो. ठीक है, so discussed in part 1. Introduction is support of local community strength is essential to strengthen the intelligence system which is essential for border management. This is something a very simple, very common and very message oriented, or you say आप अपना message देना चाह रहे हो examiner को that yes I have understood this topic and in that regard I am giving this introduction. ठीक है, employment generation. What are the steps required to be taken to deny local support to militants like border? सबसे पहले talk about vulnerable mapping. ये ना एक common point note कर लो vulnerable mapping का, हर जगह लिखे आना इसको. And accordingly employment generation border areas, mainstreaming of vulnerable border areas, economic development, improving the connectivity, strengthening of intelligence, preventing glorification of terrorists जैसे कि आपका बुहार वानी वाला केस हुआ था, बुहान वानी वाला. ठीक है, देन stringent law, उसी के बाद आपको उरी अटैक भी हुआ था. ठीक है, देन पार्ट 2 में आपका आएगा वेज टू मैनेज फेवरेबल परसेप्शन अमंग द लोकल्स की. फेवरेबल परसेप्शन कैसा बनाया जाए लोकल्स के लिए, दैट इज सोशल कंट्रीब्यूशन, addressing the social concerns, mainstreaming the vulnerable areas, involving local youth for intelligence services. ठीक है, so you have to mention here is something, conclusion should be positive in nature like steps taken by Indian Army to incorporate or to for the youths of Jammu Kashmir, like they have stadiums वगैरह open करे हैं आपके. Then we have certain schemes like Udan scheme is there. So sub schemes की जरूरत नहीं है, just simply write that there are certain schemes by a government and Indian Army like you say Udan scheme, or you say like opening of stadiums to promote the sports culture in the among the youth is some steps that has been taken, but still again the government and intelligence agencies need to revamp their policies continuously with the change in action, with the change in nature of the action, with the change in nature of the action. ठीक है, ये पॉइंट आप नोट करके रखना है इसमें. सो रिपीट अगेन मैं आपको थोड़ा सा दोबारा से बता देता हूँ. हियर द थीम ऑफ द क्वेश्चन इज सपोर्ट ऑफ लोकल कम्युनिटी इन इफेक्टिव बॉर्डर मैनेजमेंट. Somewhere same as over the ground worker question discussed in part 1. Support of local community to strengthen the intelligence essential for border management. Steps required to be taken to deny local support. Now it has two parts, like the steps required to be taken to deny local support to militants and also suggest ways to manage the favorable perception among the locals. ठीक है, ये वाला पॉइंट आप थोड़ा सा ध्यान रखना है इस वाले के लिए. ठीक है, आई होप दिस पॉइंट इज वेरी क्लियर, दिस क्वेश्चन इज अगेन क्लियर. ठीक है, नाउ मूविंग ऑन टू नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. से नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन क्या है आपका, क्रॉस बॉर्डर मूवमेंट ऑफ इंसर्जेंट्स इज ओनली वन ऑफ द सेवरल सिक्योरिटी चैलेंजेस फेसिंग द पोlicing ऑफ बॉर्डर इन नॉर्थ ईस्ट इंडिया. Examine the various challenges currently emanating across Indian Myanmar border. Also discuss the steps to counter the challenges. ठीक है, अब यहाँ से आप एक पॉइंट देखो कि the theme here is that cross border movement of insurgents is only one of the several security challenges. So the focus point here should be cross border movement. क्या होना चाहिए फोकस पॉइंट आपका, क्रॉस बॉर्डर मूवमेंट ऑफ इंसर्जेंट्स. ठीक है, but still you just cannot restrict yourself on this heading. You say it should be 80-20, right? क्योंकि यहाँ पे लिखा है is one of the several security challenges. Examine the various challenges currently from across the Indian Myanmar border. So this is something I tell you, this is IR में आप अच्छे से पढ़ते हो उसको, इंडियन म्यांमार बॉर्डर को, तो यहाँ पे हम ब्रीफ में लेंगे. ठीक है, मेनली फोकस ऑन क्रॉस बॉर्डर एज अ थ्रेट टू इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी, दैट इज हर्डल इन policing the northeast border. Indian Myanmar border porous borders mainly due to inability to construct territorial fences. This has made cross country movement of terrorist and easy process. creating security challenges to the nation. In addition, there are other challenges that needs to be tackled. ठीक है, ये लाइन लिखनी जरूरी है, ये लाइन लिखनी जरूरी है, because here it is not only related to cross border movement. You have a, the statement is only one of the several security challenges. ठीक है. Now what are the various challenges due to Indian Myanmar porous border is drugs and arms smuggling is there. It's part of golden drug triangle, narcotics, cocaine, heroin, opium, ये सब यहाँ से आता है. Then we have illegal refugees, like for example Rohingyas refugees, मतलब वहाँ पे कुछ भी आपका कुछ भी इशू होता है, कॉम्युनल वायलेंस होता है, तो उसका इम्पैक्ट हमारी कंट्री पे पड़ता है, क्योंकि जो भी आपके विक्टिम्स होते हैं, दे ट्राई टू क्रॉस द बॉर्डर इलीगली, वो हमारे कंट्री में आके ये बेसिकली यूज से थ्रेट टू इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी बनते हैं. इसलिए देखो मैंने यहाँ पे लिखा है, द रिफ्यूजीज आल्सो इंक्लूड स्लीपर टेररिस्ट हु प्लान टू इन्फिल्ट्रेट इनटू सोशल स्ट्रक्चर फॉर कैरिंग आउट देयर मिशन. ठीक है. Example, Rohingya refugees, they are not talking about that they are terrorists or something, but Rohingya refugees are arriving in India illegally from the Myanmar, and that is the major problem with the with the security forces that is maintaining that in northeast border, policing the northeast border. ठीक है. Now, continuing this question, we have counterfeit currency as a challenge. We have smuggling of goods as a challenge. Now, what have been the measures to tackle this challenge is dedicated force is there, right? We have a dedicated force. Then we have smart fencing has been done. Intelligence upgradation is has been done, right? Smuggling to know there are greater number. This requires greater number of informants to infiltrate into smuggling gangs. So these are some of the suggestions that you can give, that we need a very dedicated force. We already have a dedicated force, और ठीक है, इस तरीके से आप इसमें आंसर लिखोगे. Now, when we are concluding this part, though Indian government has taken required steps, however, cooperation from Myanmar government and security is important, along with the strengthening of the intelligence. So this is something you are taking it in a positive manner, that Indian government has already taken the steps. इंडियन गवर्नमेंट ने अपने अपने स्टेप्स खुद ही ले लिए हैं, बट इसके साथ साथ हमें बेटर मॉनिटरिंग और बेटर कोऑर्डिनेशन के लिए म्यांमार गवर्नमेंट का सपोर्ट और उनकी सिक्योरिटी एजेंसीज का सपोर्ट चाहिए, और इसे बेटर कोऑर्डिनेशन बिटवीन द सिक्योरिटी एजेंसीज ऑफ इंडिया एंड द सिक्योरिटी एजेंसी एंड देयर काउंटर पार्ट इन म्यांमार. ठीक है. इस तरीके से आपको इस आंसर को यहाँ पे फ्रेम करना था. आई होप दिस आंसर इज वेरी क्लियर. बहुत सिंपल क्वेश्चन था. आईआर में आप डेडिकेटेडली पढ़ते हो ये सब चीजें. ठीक है, तो हम इस पे ज्यादा टाइम स्पेंड नहीं करेंगे यहाँ पे. Right. Then again, the question is, the northeast region of India has been infested with insurgency for a very long time. Analyze the major reasons for the survival of armed insurgency in this region. Right. So again, this question is related to northeast only. Right. So here in this question, this question is basically a very static question, right? If you have studied this Northeast insurgency, then you possibly would have known this question very better, and आपको फिर इस आंसर को लिखने में ना टाइम नहीं लगता. तो समझो this is question is again a very static question. So you have just write an introduction. The Northeast has been a volatile region from a very long time, which has resulted in insurgency violence reaching a new peak. However, there are many reasons for insurgencies to survive in that part. क्या क्या है आपके major reasons is lack of mainstream development, geographical reasons are there, presence of arms and narcotics trade, talk about golden triangle, right? Then you can mention that the connectivity issue is there, that is the chicken neck connectivity. Then you talk about this geographical reasons, that is the presence of thick and unexplored forests provide easy cover for insurgents to carry their activities, right? Then allowed them to cross over to neighboring countries after committing the crimes. So बेसिकली सेफ हार्बर की तरह जो नियर बाय कंट्रीज हैं वो एक्ट करती हैं, राइट? सो अगेन दिस अ वेरी स्टैटिक क्वेश्चन, राइट? स्टैटिक क्वेश्चन, यू जस्ट नीड टू, जब भी आप नॉर्थ ईस्ट इंसर्जेंसी पढ़ोगे ना, तो वहाँ पे ये सब रीजंस आप पढ़ोगे, चाहे आप अशोक कुमार से पढ़ो, राइट? चाहे आप कार्तिकेय से पढ़ो या किसी भी किताब से पढ़ो, ये रीजंस वहाँ पे आपके लिस्टेड होंगे. ठीक है. Then we have backing from foreign powers is there, ethnicity issue is there, that is multiple tribes are there, ethnicity, basically there is inter-tribal wars going on, intertribal enmity. You say enmity is there. They keep on fighting with each other. Then measures to tackle insurgency, cultural integration, better border management. ये सब चीजें हैं. ठीक है. Then as a conclusion you can write straight away this point: the insurgency has been reduced significantly in the past couple of decades, with major insurgent groups signing ceasefire and peace accord persisting for a political solution. This has indeed improved lives of inhabitants of these areas. ठीक है. राइट. सो आई होप दिस पॉइंट इज वेरी क्लियर. यहाँ पे आप फॉरेन पावर्स में मेंशन कर सकते हो, जैसे चाइना हैज अ हैंड इन कल्टिवेटिंग आर्म्ड इंसर्जेंसी इन इंडिया. देन सिमिलरली पाकिस्तान सपोर्ट आल्सो सीन फॉर उल्फा, दे आर इंसर्जेंट्स इन बांग्लादेश. सो ये सारे पॉइंट्स हैं. राइट. Then the next question is: border management is a complex task due to difficult terrain and hostile relations with some countries. Elucidate the challenges. Say the theme here is border management and strategies India has employed to tackle such challenges. Again, this is a portion of dynamic plus static. Here I'll say this first part, that is a part 1, is a complex task due to difficult terrain and hostile relations with some of the country, the challenges and strategies. So this challenges I believe is a dynamic portion, while this strategies, because they are something related to policies, they sorry something reverse is there. Challenges are basically the static portion and this strategy is basically the screen are the dynamic portion. ठीक है. तो यहाँ पे 2 पॉइंट ऑलरेडी दिया है. वी हैव टू फोकस हियर दैट 2 थिंग्स इज डिफिकल्ट टेरेन एंड हॉस्टाइल रिलेशंस विद सम कंट्रीज. सो बॉर्डर मैनेजमेंट के चैलेंजेस में देयर कैन बी मल्टीपल चैलेंजेस. Out of those multiple challenges we have to focus our answer on 2 things. That is first is the difficult terrain. That is, you say geography of the region, difficult terrain. We have used mountains or rivers flowing across the borders. Then we have hostile relations with some countries. ठीक है. Then say try to I have written up this point here. With respect to border security, do not just limit to one country border like Pakistan, Bhutan. This is an important point, and just try to generalize your points, right? Just do not go what are the challenges Pakistan, और आप पूरा आंसर पाकिस्तान के ऊपर लिख दो या फिर आप सिर्फ पाकिस्तान और नेपाल के ऊपर लिख दो. Make sure that you are covering or you are answering the whole border management. ठीक है. So undemarcated boundaries is there. Unilateral actions by some nations to change the status quo. Misuse of borders is there. Little or no support from counterparts of neighboring nations. Cultural, ethnic, linguistic affinity across borders and clan loyalties. This you will see especially in the northeast areas, right? Multiple agencies are involved in border management. Lack of inter-agency cooperation is there. Support of state and non-state actors to avoid infiltration. So basically you are linking these organized crimes with border management. Organized crimes with border management. Then we have 24/7 365 days surveillance along India-Pak border. Agreement on basic guidelines is there. Measures taken by India. राइट. इंडिया ने क्या क्या मेजर्स लिए हैं, ये सब पॉइंट्स हैं आपको जो मेंशन करने. दिस आर सम द लेटेस्ट स्टेप्स टेकन बाय गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया फॉर प्रॉपर बॉर्डर मैनेजमेंट. ठीक है. Here the comment is on the difficult nature of the task and how India has been faring so far. This is the something that is conclusion that you have to write for. ठीक है. This again a very simple question. आप लोगों को इसका आंसर पता होना चाहिए था. Moving on to the next question is, next chapter is linkage of organized crimes with terrorism. राइट. इसके ये आपके बेसिकली 4 क्वेश्चन है. नंबरिंग में मिस्टेक हो गई यहाँ से, ये 2 आएगा. दिस विल बी 3, दिस विल बी 4. ठीक है. ये 4 क्वेश्चन इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है. लेट्स स्टार्ट विद दिस. सो analyze the internal security threats and trans-border crimes along Myanmar, Bangladesh, Pakistan borders, including LOC. Also discuss the role played by various security forces in this regard. Say again, you have to make sure that you are limiting your answer to Myanmar, Bangladesh and Pakistan. ये 2020 में पूछा गया था. and role played by various security forces in this regard. ठीक है? So you have to write this introduction. Myanmar, Bangladesh, Pakistan forms the most vulnerable border. However, nature and reasons are different for all the borders. टॉक अबाउट इंडिया बांग्लादेश के बारे में बात करें यहाँ से इंडिया बांग्लादेश देश में क्या क्या है आपका illegal migration, cattle and other smuggling, smuggling of other items, basis of India, basis of anti-India elements. What is the security force here? BSF is presently manning this 800 802 kilometer square existing border outpost on maintaining 802 802 existing border outpost on Indo-Bangladesh border fence and flood lighting. We have ICPs that is being used for security purpose, for immigration purpose, for custom purpose, for human, plant and animal quarantine etc. ठीक है, तो हमने इंडिया बांग्लादेश का दोनों पार्ट कवर कर लिए. सबसे पहले तो इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी थ्रेट्स एंड ट्रांस बॉर्डर क्राइम्स अलोंग बांग्लादेश एंड द रोल ऑफ सिक्योरिटी फोर्स. ठीक है, दो पार्ट रहेंगे इसमें. नाउ कमिंग टू इंडिया पाकिस्तान, वी हैव प्रॉक्सी वॉर, वी हैव इन्फिल्ट्रेशन, ड्रग ट्रैफिकिंग, काउंटर बॉर्डर क्रॉस बॉर्डर टेररिज्म. दीज आर सम ऑफ द थ्रेट्स at Pakistan border. What is the security force here is BSF and Indian Army are patrolling this border post. ठीक है. Then we have smart fence mechanism has been installed at India-Pakistan border, which uses laser wars, heat sensor system, right? Double row fencing is there, strong floodlights is there, social measures by Indian Army in Jammu Kashmir, basically to create positive perception, to create a positive perception among the local communities, right? Surgical strikes and hot pursuits. India Myanmar में we have drug trafficking, insurgency, tribal conflicts, illegal migrants, armed trafficking. Security force क्या कौन है यहाँ पे? Assam Rifles and state security forces. ठीक है, has also been divided into go and no go areas with 230 to 240 kilometer length identified as where crossings can take place. Then we have friendly gestures. Social measures are health kiosk, promoting education awareness among the youth etc. ठीक है, तो ये सारे पॉइंट्स हैं आपके. ड्रग ट्रैफिकिंग, इंसर्जेंसी, ट्राइबल कन्फ्लिक्ट्स, इलीगल इमिग्रेंट्स, आर्म ट्रैफिकिंग. सिक्योरिटी फोर्स में रहेगा आपका असम राइफल्स एंड स्टेट सिक्योरिटी फोर्सेस. ठीक है, ये आपके सिक्योरिटी. इसमें आपने क्या क्या स्टेप्स लिए गए हैं? बॉर्डर हैज बीन डिवाइडेड इनटू गो एंड नो गो एरियाज विद 230 to 240 किलोमीटर आइडेंटिफाइड एज वेयर क्रॉसिंग कैन टेक प्लेस. We have friendly gestures, we have social measures taken like health kiosks, promoting education, awareness among the youth, etc. ये सब चीजें इसमें रहेंगी. ठीक है, तो हमने आपका बांग्लादेश का भी कवर कर लिया है. बांग्लादेश में दो पार्ट हमने कवर करे हैं, पाकिस्तान में भी दोनों पार्ट हमने कवर कर लिए हैं, एंड देन म्यांमार में भी हमने दोनों पार्ट कवर कर लिए. दो पार्ट कौन कौन से हैं इसमें? पहला पार्ट है आपका सिक्योरिटी थ्रेट्स. सिक्योरिटी थ्रेट्स क्या क्या हैं एंड ट्रांस बॉर्डर क्राइम्स क्या क्या होते हैं. सेकंड आएगा आपका सेकंड आएगा सिक्योरिटी फोर्सेस एंड देयर एक्शंस. सिक्योरिटी फोर्सेस एंड देयर एक्शंस. ठीक है, क्लियर है ना पॉइंट? ओके, नाउ लेट्स मूव ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. इज India's proximity to two of the world's biggest illicit opium growing state has enhanced internal security concern. Explain the linkages between drug trafficking and other illicit activities such as gun running, money laundering and human trafficking. ठीक है, इसमें अगेन आपको एक बेसिक इंट्रोडक्शन लिखना है अबाउट गोल्डन. टू थिंग्स यू हैव टू इंक्लूड. वन इज गोल्डन क्रिसेंट एंड अनदर वन इज गोल्डन ट्रायंगल. ठीक है, and increasing interoperability has been witnessed before drug cartels and other criminal groups. If Afghanistan, this is some of the information that you guys can relate. Now the what is very important is we have to link between organized crime. Explain the linkages between drug trafficking and other illicit activities such as gun running, money laundering. What countermeasures should be taken to prevent the same. ठीक है, इसमें बेसिकली है लिंकेज क्रिएट करना. यू हैव टू राइट एन आंसर इन सच अ वे दैट देयर इज अ लिंकेज क्रिएशन इन बिटवीन दीज ऑर्गेनाइज्ड क्राइम्स से एंड इंक्रीजिंग इट हैज बीन विटनेस्ड बिटवीन ड्रग कार्टल्स एंड द criminal groups. In Afghanistan, around 85% of the opium growing area falls under Taliban. Taliban uses the funds from drug trade in many ways like weapon smuggling, human trafficking and so I have related here is the drug production with Taliban. ठीक है, then Drug trafficking groups also get attracted to human trafficking activities as there is some overlap between the routes used and their advantage to be gained by sharing established logistical infrastructure, right, which includes transportation and storage facilities. So this drug trafficking has a some special or some hidden routes. So this same route is also being used for the purpose of human trafficking also. Okay. Similarly, gun running and money laundering require logistic support which are shared by these organizations. At times, these activities seem to sustain each other, such as smuggling drugs by hiding it in the human body parts. The revenue generated from drug trade is laundered to create assets such as casinos, bars, which again become breeding grounds for other crimes. Nexus between drug lords and armed groups give rise to thriving weapons business. Okay? So in all these points, you have seen that what I have done is the linkage between different organized crimes जो जो क्वेश्चन ने पूछे हुए थे ठीक है then moving on to what are the countermeasures taken. You have to read this thing. Then Madhukar Gupta committee talk about Madhukar Gupta committee on border protection. This committee is again going to be very important for mains perspective. ठीक है ऐसा होता है कि ट्रिक मैं आपको यहाँ पे बताता हूँ किसी एक कमेटी की ना रिकमेंडेशंस पढ़ लो इंपॉर्टेंट रिकमेंडेशंस एंड कोई भी क्वेश्चन आता है ना अगर जस्ट कोट दोस रिकमेंडेशंस और सॉल्यूशन राइट सो दिस इज गोइंग टू फैच अ गुड मार्क्स ठीक है then you just have a conclusion that drug problem is a serious menace giving impetus to various other crimes so strong political will and hard measures if required should be opted to tackle this challenge. Technical solutions are also necessary to augment and complement the traditional methods of border guarding. ठीक है ये point आप यहाँ से देख लेना. Now moving on to next question is the scourge of terrorism is a brave challenge to national security. To address this terrorism, what are the major sources? So again, this is a very static question. Again, this is a very static question about terrorism and its funding that sustain the terrorism. So this is again a very static question. Even if you read any of the book, either Ashok Kumar or you say Karthikeyan, you are going to get the answer of this question very straight away. ठीक है तो यहाँ पे ना since a long time like 1990s attack on parliament 26/11 Mumbai attack in view of such attack becomes imperative India to check this rising menace for which so again this is a very general introduction that you have written general introduction is there right this general introduction is very well sufficiently explaining what has been asked in the question what is the theme of the question and it gives an examiner a positive point that the candidate has understood the question को मतलब candidate को question समझ में आ गया ये उसको एक दर्शाता है ठीक है then following steps to be taken ensure coordination say what I'll do I'm not going to read each and every point this is something very general point राष्ट्रीय एकता दिवस के बारे में बात करी है 31 अक्टूबर को जो सेलिब्रेट होता है वी हैव टॉक अबाउट दिस समाधान दैट इज LWE जब हमने LWE एक्सट्रीमिज्म पढ़ा था तब भी हमने ये समाधान के बारे में डिस्कस किया था दिस इज अ स्ट्रेटेजी टू कर्ब द स्ट्रेटेजी टू कर्ब द menace of LWE to curb the menace of LWE extremism right so sources of funding क्या क्या है इसमें NGOs charities तो ये सब ना स्टैटिक पोर्शन है राइट आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू रीड ऑल दीज पॉइंट्स इसकी ना पीडीएफ भी मैं पीडीएफ टेलीग्राम चैनल पे देख लेना मिल जाएगी वहाँ पे then we have conclusion should be positive in nature government step for this again the question here is simply what is terrorism what solution do you suggest to curb terrorism and what are the major sources of terrorist funding then that is NGO charity donation are important source of funds for terrorism counterfeiting of Indian currency not only funds but more importantly it is used as a tool by neighboring states to destabilize Indian economy. Drug financing is there. Indian extortion is there. ठीक है and northeast Maoist affected areas. So what we have focused on the institutional funding. ठीक है then we have talked about some illegal sources of funding जैसे extortion हो गया आपका. Then we have counterfeiting of currencies there counterfeiting of currency is there so all these points have to be discussed in your answer and to conclude a well versed और इसमें ना आपको कोई टाइम नहीं लगना चाहिए because ये सब ना हम already static portion में cover करेंगे ठीक है right so moving on to the next question is Terrorism is emerging as a competitive industry over the last few decades. That is again an important question, and still again is a, I say static portion is just 30-40% here, while dynamic portion covers the majority portion, because here you have to rely your answers on the recent examples, because here the competitive industry over the last few decades that uh, किसी भी अटैक के बाद organizations जो होती हैं ना, terrorist organization, they claim the responsibility of that particular attack. Why they claim the responsibility? Just to show their power. So this showcase of the power is nothing but the increasing competition. ठीक है? तो reason for terrorism competitive industry are fear of losing financial benefits, fear of losing power, emergence of new groups are there, increasing threat from security agencies. ठीक है? तो इन सब की वजह से आपका जो टेररिज्म है इट इज नाउ ग्रोइंग इनटू अ वेरी कॉम्पिटिटिव इंडस्ट्री. ठीक है? सो दिस इंट्रोडक्शन इज वेरी simple. The turn of century has provided a new form of industry. से दिस these such terms are just इंग्लिश. आप इसको सिंपल वे में भी लिख सकते हो, ये सब इतना बड़ा इंग्लिश लिखने की जरूरत भी नहीं है, जस्ट सिंपली राइट इट दैट विद इन लास्ट few years or you say few decades we have seen this, right? Various violent religions have emerged and declared themselves as extremist. Perks of being has indeed made them competitive. ठीक है? सो ये सारे पॉइंट्स हैं जो आप लोगों को यहाँ से नोट डाउन करने हैं. सो अंडरस्टैंडिंग हेयर इज that static here is 30 to 40% while dynamic is your majority portion, and the theme of the question is the terrorism as a competitive industry. Terrorism as a competitive industry. Terrorism as a competitive industry with the focus on the factors making it a competitive industry, with the focus on the factors that is making of a competitive industry. ठीक है? क्लियर है ना यहाँ से पॉइंट? Okay, moving on to the next question. This is human right. I constantly highlight the view that the armed forces is a draconian act leading to cases of human right abuses by the security forces are opposed by the activists. Critically evaluate the requirement with reference to say policy reforms. एक टॉपिक है आपका इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी में. This is something there. You see, question is from there. एस्पा का ना एक्ट उस टाइम काफी ज्यादा इशू चला था 2015-16 के टाइम पे. सो सबसे पहले ना आप इंट्रोडक्शन में लिख दो एस्पा क्या है और कहाँ कौन सी एरियाज में डिक्लेयर होती है. ठीक है? नाउ कंट्रोवर्शियल सेक्शंस आर दिस वायलेट्स द फॉलोइंग आर्टिकल्स. आर्टिकल 21 यू हैव टू टेक सपोर्ट ऑफ फंडामेंटल राइट, बिकॉज व्हेन आई से दैट एक्टिविस्ट आर अपोजिंग सम कोई कानून को अपोज कर रहे हैं तो उसका मतलब है इट इज देयर इज सम वायलेशन ऑफ फंडामेंटल राइट्स. So you have to mention those fundamental rights here. ठीक है? Article 14 is violated, Article 22 is violated. ठीक है? Then यहाँ से आप ये सारे points ना note down कर लेना. Like you have to quote some example also. 4 civilians including an 8-year-old were shot at and killed by security forces while playing cricket. ASPA has violated women's rights for a long time. Many cases of wrongful arrest are there, torture there, rape is there. ठीक है? Then the cases of sexual assault by army officials also exist. ठीक है? तो ये सब चीजें जैसे आर्टिकल 22 ऑफ इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन प्रोवाइड्स प्रोटेक्शन अगेंस्ट अरेस्ट एंड डिटेंशन, हमें पता है ये. अंडर सेक्शन 5 a person arrested must be handed over to a nearest police station with least possible delay along with circumstances occasioning such arrest, but this has not been followed at all. ठीक है? तो this is something that yes, as per EFSA act में we have such a provision, but it is not followed. ठीक है? तो अगेन आई से दिस इज मोर ओवर अ स्टैटिक पोर्शन एंड डायनेमिक पोर्शन का अगर मैं बीच में इसको डिवाइड करूंगा आई से दिस इज 70%, दिस इज 30%, राइट? व्हाई? बिकॉज अगेन यू हैव टू साइट सम एग्जांपल्स और रिसेंट इंसिडेंसेस, ठीक है? अरे ये भी ना आपको जब आप किताब बुक्स वगैरह पढ़ोगे ना, ये एम कार्तिकेय पढ़ोगे या कोई भी पढ़ोगे अशोक कुमार, वहां पे भी आपको एस्पा और उसके नेगेटिव इम्पैक्ट्स आपको इजीली मिल जाएंगे. इसमें ज्यादा दिमाग लगाने की जरूरत नहीं है, ज्यादा टाइम स्पेंड करने की जरूरत नहीं है. बस आपको क्या करना है, इसमें उठा के ना एग्जाम्पल्स डालने. द एग्जाम्पल्स यू हैव टू पुट इट हियर. ठीक है? ओके. Supreme Court की guidelines you have to mention that in 1997 under Naga right case has laid down number of do's and don'ts for EFSA to prevent the misuse of special powers such as arrested person should be handed over to nearest police station with least possible delay. Then we have to go for some conclusion, again mention some Punchi Commission or Justice Verma Committee recommendation. Okay. Then this forms a complete answer, right? So basically this all was your description where we focused on points, that is the understanding the structure of the question of internal security, structure of question of internal security. Then we have another important concept, that theme, understanding the theme of the question, right? Framing of introduction framing of introduction, like what should be included in the introduction, what should be included in the introduction. Then we have next is introduction is understanding the conclusion, right? Then we have framing of the content, or say structuring the content. ठीक है, आप लोग ये देखना, इसका पीडीएफ भी टेलीग्राम चैनल पे अपलोड हो जाएगा। कोई भी डाउट होता है ना, फैकल्टी कनेक्ट प्रोग्राम है, उससे मेरे से कनेक्ट कर सकते हो। लिटिल बिट मैंने अपना स्पीड इसमें इंक्रीज रखा है बिकॉज ऑफ द लिमिटेशन ऑफ द टाइम, एंड ऑब्वियसली ज़्यादा लंबा लेक्चर से कोई बेनिफिट नहीं होता, बिकॉज अल्टीमेटली व्हाट यू आर गोइंग टू, मतलब आप लोग कंटेंट में क्या लिखोगे ना, वो वेरी करेगा। तो मैं अपना कंटेंट फालतू में आप लोगों के साथ डिस्कस करूं, दैट इज नॉट गोइंग टू, वो आपको फ्रूटफुल नहीं रहेगा। सो व्हाट आई हैव ट्राइड कि मल्टीपल कंटेक्स्ट को मैंने उठा के ना ब्रीफ में पॉइंट्स डाले हैं, उनको एक्सप्लेन नहीं करा है मैंने इन आंसर्स में, ठीक है। एक्सप्लेनेशन इजीली आप लोग लिख सकते हो, बस समझना इतना है कि लिखना क्या है, थीम क्या है, इंट्रोडक्शन क्या है, कंक्लूजन क्या है, ठीक है। तो चलो इस लेक्चर को ही रोकते हैं, नेक्स्ट लेक्चर के साथ आएंगे फिर। थैंक यू एवरीवन।